That darn movie show.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Clarice here with That Darn Movie Show, and today I wanted to talk about Eddie the Eagle, which is a film I feel like maybe I have a slightly weird perspective on because I have lived in the UK for most of my life, but I guess at the end of the day I would still identify as American. I feel more comfortable with American culture, so I feel like sometimes I am looking at British culture from a slightly outsider perspective, and I've noticed that Britain has always wanted to define itself in a very particular way, and that is everything that Eddie the Eagle Edwards represented. Britain just wants to be Eddie the Eagle, and he is this Olympian who, having failed to make the downhill skiing team, decided to become a ski jumper, which he had zero competition for because the last competitor Great Britain had was in 1929. But he was entirely self-funded, barely trained, yet not only did he manage to qualify for the 1988 Calgary Olympics, he also managed to break the British record, even though he came in last place in both events that he competed in. Eddie's really the ultimate underdog. He is plucky, yet ambitious, naive, yet unstoppable, and I've sort of noticed that trait in a lot of iconic British characters. If you think of like Bridget Jones, so clumsy, yet gets her Mr. Darcy, or the steelworkers turned sex god strippers of the Full Monty, and I don't know if the rest of the world looks at Britain in this way. I mean, considering they did used to own half of the world, but I don't know. I don't know if there's some sort of complex political reasoning for it. I just find it very interesting. And this film is definitely very consciously playing into that nationalized narrative, which is maybe inevitable for a film about the Olympics. But I don't think it's any coincidence that this film invents a fictionalized coach for Eddie, who is an American, Hugh Jackman's Bronson Peary, who was kicked out of his own Olympian team for that old combo of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And then the Norwegians are absolute dickheads, which is a stereotype I'm not aware of, but this is, yeah, it feels very much like the High School Musical of Europe, and Britain has very consciously played itself as the lovable loser type. There's even a bit where Hugh Jackman is watching Eddie, do his thing, and he just stands back and he's like, "Oh man, crazy Britain." And I feel like that should be the tagline. It is a very broad movie, I would say. I mean, Taron Egerton plays Eddie like he's just walked off the set of like a BBC sketch show. It's all gunning all of the time, and really for a biopic he plays him more as a mascot than a living person. But considering really all we know about Eddie the Eagle is this ridiculous public persona that we saw on the cameras, maybe the only kind of film that you can make about him is a very silly, broad comedy. So I guess I personally would not recommend it. I didn't really enjoy it that much, but if you are a fan of like very cheesy sports movies or very cheesy British underdog movies, then this is definitely a very strong example of that. But if you've had a chance to see Eddie the Eagle, I would love to know what you guys thought. You can let me know by commenting down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. Details down in the description box. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so we can hang out and talk about movies. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!